Hey, what's up guys? Back again with another video. This time I'm going to show you how to deploy a ReactJS application using the new DigitalOcean app platform. So recently I released a video on my first ReactJS project, how to make a simple to-do list application. And it's just a simple project that allows you to test your skills whenever you first learn ReactJS. So when I was a beginner, I'm still a beginner pretty much. I still have so much to learn, but this was the first project I made pretty much. So I shared it with y'all, and y'all can check it out if you haven't seen the video. I'll put a link in the description for you. But now I'm going to show you how to deploy it, because that's another very important part of making applications. Actually putting it up on the interwebs. So there's a couple of different platforms you can use to deploy ReactJS and other web applications. Some of the popular ones are Heroku. That's a very popular one. Netlify or something like that. Netlify, yeah. And then yeah, those are the two main ones that I know of, Heroku and Netlify. And those are very good platforms, you know, they're very good for what they're for. But there's a new one that just came out by DigitalOcean, which is a hosting company that hosts VPSs, databases, Kubernetes, like a bunch of cool stuff like that, cloud stuff, right? And so they just came out with their own platform for hosting applications really easily. All you have to do is hook up your GitHub or GitLab account to DigitalOcean, and then it'll automatically get your repository and launch it for you, basically. So I tried it out with my other applications, my ReactJS website and my Spring applications, and it was easy. It's so easy to deploy the applications using the new app platform. So I want to share that with you because I like it much better than Heroku and the other choices that are out there. And it just came out a couple months ago. So yeah, so let me show you. So first things first, we need to get this project up on GitHub or GitLab. I'm going to use GitLab just because I prefer GitLab to GitHub, but you can use whatever you want. They just added support for GitLab, so up to you. So click new project here and create blank project. We're going to call this React to-do list. Very simple. And we're going to make it public. It can be private. It doesn't matter. It can be public. So I'm just going to make it public. So create project. And there we go. So now that we have a simple thing here, we can upload our files to this. So inside of our application, go to terminal and new terminal. And this will pull up a terminal within your project directory. You can use this or just use another terminal. It's up to you. You can use git bash or whatever you prefer. But I'm just going to use this because it's easier. So what I want to do now is make sure that I have a Git repository initialized within my project. So git init to initialize it. And I already had one initialized, I guess. So it says reinitialize. That's good. And so now I want to make sure all of my changes are staged and ready for commit. So git add period. And that'll add all of my files to the staging. And then now I'm going to make a commit for it. So git commit -m initial commit. There we go. Okay, cool. It looks like I already have a commit, but that's okay. So if you don't have a commit, then that will make a commit for you, obviously. Hopefully you're familiar with Git if you're doing this. So now go back to GitLab and copy the remote repository link or whatever you would call this here. So copy that, and then go back and then add it to this. Right click and paste it. So git remote add origin and then the link to your GitLab repository. So it's going to add it. So now you can do git push origin master. And that's going to push all of your project files to the GitLab repository on GitLab. So now we can go back and reload, and now everything is here. Perfect. So if you look closely, you can actually see that it has generated a README file whenever you created the React application, and now that's automatically detected by GitLab. So it has a bunch of cool information on how you can run the project using run build and then all that fun stuff. But anyway, we don't have to worry about that since we're going to use DigitalOcean that does all of the work for us. So go to DigitalOcean, make sure you have an account, log in, and then you go to apps. As you can see, it says new, but we're going to go to apps, and then I have two projects here already. As you can see, I have my website and then my front end, which is my React application. So we're going to create a new project, so create app. And then we can add a GitLab or GitHub account, like I said before. I already have my GitLab account linked, so just click it, and then it'll ask you to approve the DigitalOcean to have access to your repository, or your account rather. So just approve that, and then it'll be added. And then you can go back here, and then you can choose any of your repositories to be added to this app platform. So as you can see, it says my React to-do list application right here. So we're going to select that one, boom. And and then click next. So now we have to choose a location. So first we got to give it a name. So React to-do list is fine. And then a region, New York, that's good. And then a branch, master. So if you have this enabled, auto deploy code changes in master, that means that every time you push a new change or a new commit to master branch on GitLab, it's going to automatically redeploy this application for you. So it does all the work for you, which is really powerful because that just automates everything, so you don't have to worry about the deployment. You can just worry about coding pretty much, right? So that's pretty cool. So click next. And so now what it's going to do is scan your repository to figure out what type of application it is. And as you can see, it detected that it's a Node.js application because React does use Node.js in the background, obviously. And then it also detected the build command and the run command. So this is how it's going to run the application. And so you can specify some other things like the default HTTP route. I recommend leaving this default, so just the default index route. This means that all routes that you use for this website is going to be on the default route, which is exactly what you want. So that's just the default functionality. And then also we have the HTTP port here, which is 8080 by default, which is perfect for me. I'm happy with that, but it doesn't really matter what you set it to. It's up to you. And besides that, if you don't have a Node.js application or a React app, it's able to use other apps too. So other technologies it actually works with. So for example, I have a Spring app that I host on here, but it doesn't directly support Spring, but my Spring application does have a Docker file within it. So it's able to detect that my repository has a Docker file, and then it can build that Docker file into a Docker image and then host it in a container. So no matter what technology you're using, it's pretty much able to host it as long as you have, either a supported technology like Node.js or a Docker file. It's able to do a lot of cool stuff. So it's really, really flexible in that sense. And then also down here, you can add a database if you want to. That's up to you, but we don't need one at this time. So click next. And now you can choose the plan. So I'm just going to select the basic plan. That's the default selection. And as you can see, it says that it supports Node.js, Python, Go, Ruby, PHP, and Docker. So like I said, there's a lot of flexibility in what type of applications you can host on this platform, which is really, really cool. Like with Heroku, there's a lot of setup you have to do just to get it working on Heroku, depending on the technology. But with this, it's automatically detecting what technology you're using, and then it pretty much does all the work for you, which is kind of awesome. Really, really easy. So we're going to select the $5 a month, 512 megabytes of RAM size. That's good for what we're trying to do here. Just a very simple web application, nothing too crazy. So click launch basic web app, and now what it's going to do is pull from your repository and then launch it. So it's able to do that all automatically. So we don't really have to do anything pretty much. So let it do its thing. It should say in a second. There we go. So now it's saying building service React to-do list. So we can actually view the logs to see what it's doing behind the scenes. So that's pretty cool. So it's able to detect that it's a NPM application. It's building it and installing all the node modules. So yep, just give it a second to do its thing. Okie dokie, looks like the application has deployed. This is deployed successfully. And we can actually click live app, and this will open up our application on a URL that the app platform has made for us. So it'll just take a second because it's our first time loading it up, but just give it 1 second. And while that's happening, you can actually view some other stuff like the logs. You can see the logs of the starting application. So starting up here, as you can see, it's building the Tailwind stuff, and then it's starting up. And also you can view the console. So you can actually look, it's kind of like a virtual machine, so you can do ls and you can do some other Linux stuff. I'm not sure what this is for exactly. I'm not sure, why you would want to have access to this, like what's the purpose, but maybe you can find something to do with it. I'm sure it's there for a reason, so maybe you can play around with it to see, what it's for. And other things you can do is add more components, which are just more applications that you can add onto this, which is cool too. So you can add workers, static sites, even databases, web services. So you can add multiple applications onto this single application here, and some other cool stuff. So you can play around with a lot of cool stuff here. It's just a lot of cool stuff, you know what I'm saying? Very cool. I think I said that like 20 times now. You can add environmental variables, CORS policy, so cross origin, something. And then also it'll give you health insights on like how much RAM the application's using, CPU and stuff like that. But I think we have to wait for it to start up. Something might have went wrong actually, because it does seem to be frozen. So let's try redeploying it one more time to see if it'll work again. Okay, there we go. So I just, clicked deploy and that automatically just redeploys it. And it does seem to be working now, so that's good. So let's go back to here. We can reload and we can see the application has loaded successfully, and we can use it to add new stuff and then remove stuff. So there we go. That's how you deploy a simple ReactJS application. Obviously we just ran into a little bit of an issue and it like kind of froze there, but it just came out recently, so it's not going to be perfect as you might expect it to be. So just give it some, you gotta play with it sometimes. But yeah, let me know if you like it, if you want to see more videos like this where I show you how to do stuff. If you like seeing stuff, then let me know if you want to see more stuff. I can show you also how to deploy other applications like Discord bots. If you want to see how to deploy a Discord bot on here, I can show you how to do that if you're interested. Just let me know, and then I can also make some more ReactJS videos if you're interested. But anyway, I'm not sponsored by DigitalOcean. I just wanted to show you this really cool app platform that I found. It's a perfect solution for me to host all my applications so far, so hopefully you guys find it useful as well. So before I go, I'll leave a link to my Discord community in the description below so you can join it and hang out with everybody. It's a community for programmers, so you can get help with your programming, get some new friends, or just hang out. It's up to you. Just join it and see if you like it. And then also, if you want to become a member on this channel, if you want to support this channel, you can click the join button below this video and you can join this channel as a member for as low as 99 cents a month, $5 or $10. So it's pretty cool. It comes with some cool perks like early access to all of my new videos, a cool rank on my Discord server, and you also get to see yourself on the screen like you see right now. So thanks to all of you guys. Thanks to everyone who's watching my videos as well. That's it. So if you like this video, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, and peace.